Today, I want to start by unpacking the plague of people-pleasing. How many of you would stick up your hand and say, that's me, I'm a people-pleaser? It's amazing how many people define themselves by that title. Are you a people-pleaser? How do you know if you're people-pleasing? Well, you put others before yourself. You're constantly putting yourself at the bottom of the list of things that you want to do. You say yes when you really, really, really want to say no. You blame yourself when everything goes wrong. And what ends up happening is that you end up feeling like a piece of chewed string. You feel burdened because you give and you give and you give, and so seldom do you receive in return. And so it ends up being quite an unhappy place for very many people. And yet they don't know how to break the cycle. And the cycle can be hard to break. Well, I hope I'm going to make it a bit easier for you. It feels hard to break because underneath and what drives the people pleaser is fear. And the big fear is that people aren't going to like me. And the truth is, we all want to be liked. Here's something that's a little bit provocative. If you look around at the people in your world, do you like them all? Do you like everyone you meet? Well, of course you don't. And so therefore I'm going to say, why should everyone like you? They're going to be people who resonate with you, and they're going to be people who just don't. And that's life. But if you compromise yourself, your values and your soul, who you are, to try and be liked, you're going to end up being extremely unhappy because it's a really dissatisfying place to be. Your soul kind of knows when you're not being authentic. It knows when you're not being true to your own self, to your own soul, to your own values. And so it creates this deep-seated unhappiness. I also want to relieve you of the burden of making everybody happy. It's not your job. It's their job to make themselves happy. It's your job to make yourself happy. It's your job to follow your truth, to follow your heart, to follow your true north, and to do what makes you happy. And the next assumption is, well, if I do that, aren't I just a selfish person? Well, I'm hopefully going to shift that thought of selfish into self-love. Because what I found is that if you can reframe this, if when you love yourself enough, you can give so much more. Your heart is bigger. You can be more generous because you do it from a place of love. You don't do it from a place of need, of needing something in return. You do it because you want to. You don't do it so that you get payback. And so it creates this beautiful environment where you can just be yourself. So I have found that the more selfish I become, the more self-loving I become, the more capacity I have to give wholeheartedly, to be generous, and to really start to live my truth. Most people-pleasing starts when you're afraid to disappoint someone, but that's an assumption. It's usually because it would disappoint you. And if they're disappointed, whose responsibility is that? What were their expectations? Are you responsible for those? But if you make this assumption, and you say yes when you would prefer to say no, you do the thing you don't want to do, you resent yourself for doing it, and then you beat yourself up. And then the cycle starts all over again. So what I'd like you to start considering is, where are you saying yes when you don't want to say yes? And start practicing just saying no. No, that doesn't work for me. No, I prefer not to do that. It's a really empowering place to be. Just take baby steps, even if it's only just saying no to the dessert in the restaurant. Start practicing saying no. Start practicing saying yes to yourself. Yes to what makes you happy. Yes to your life, to your desires, and falling in love with yourself. It's a lovely, and much simpler place to live.